All right. I muted you, Corey, so the music could play through. I don't know if you realized it or not. Uh,
Yeah,
could you
I got
could you
what
hear?
you was doing.
Ah, okay. All right,
Part
Feast, you
of
out
it.
here? You can mute.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello, everyone. All right. Feast, you gonna read the thing?
What am I reading?
The
I can't
title
see
in
it.
the description. Oh, you
I
can't
can't see.
see it.
I can't see it. No.
Bless it. Okay, what do you pledge your allegiance to? Is the title of tonight's episode of Fuck Your Thoughts. And on this episode, we will discuss various syndromes that encourage trauma bonding. The main syndrome of discussion will be Stockholm syndrome. And we will also include in our conversation methods that can help an individual break free from the syndrome and achieve a degree of freedom. And as usual, we will talk our sass, get off task, and crack jokes in our West Tennessee lingo.
Alrighty. Good job. Thank you.
You're
A
welcome.
round of applause.
Hold on, let me find
Round of applause. Baby, make that ass clap. Hey,
Oh,
why
you
was
got it
music
to
so
come
bumping
through.
back then? Huh?
what you say,
Yeah.
Corey.
I said, no, I wasn't
I'm
expecting.
saying,
I said, you got it to come through.
yeah.
Don't better use Podbean, little whatever these things is.
The audio effects.
Audio effects. Yes, 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 yes. So I ain't gonna lie, y'all. This little extra hour done threw me all the way off the day.
I didn't even
Jesus,
know what happened till
they
Jamila
need
told
to stop
me.
playing. They need to stop playing with the time. Leave that shit one way, please. Why the sun was out? I like it when the sun be out all day, but that joke was out extra long. This seemed like the longest, shortest day ever. I don't know.
Man,
I can't describe. I feel like I ain't getting enough sleep last night, but the sun been out all day. So
I'm
now
cool
I'm
with the
sleeping in the
sun being
motherfucker.
out all day.
I am too when
I'd
it's hot
rather the
outside.
sun be out than it be dark at 4 o'clock. Shit. But
I don't mind the sun
why do
being
they
out.
still do that though? Like it ain't
Right.
that many people. Well, you know what? We about to start back farming. So they might as well.
I don't even, it probably wouldn't even, it probably ain't had shit to do with farming. You know, folks that be making up bullshit.
Like a manipulation, playing with folks' minds. Hell, time for y'all to
Man,
go to bed. Make it dark.
right. Probably was no need for nobody to be worried about those short, long days.
That's funny.
Okay, guys. So we're talking about what do you pledge allegiance to?
Right though, we gonna do we get you get a word, you get a
Yeah,
what it,
Stockholm syndrome is my definition.
well let me do this then and then since that's your word, then we'll just go straight into whatever we're gonna talk about after you read your definition. Uh
Alright.
so I'm gonna pull a card from these the empaths empowerment deck. They don't want to be pulled. Oh Lord. Okay. So this one just fell out and it's release shame. If you've been shamed for being sensitive or anything else, tell yourself, I'm ready to release this shame. I am a lovable, caring person.
Mhm.
And then another one was watch for the cosmic wink. Magic comes when spirit winks at us. Stay aware of synchronicities that provide unexpected answers. Positive forces are always at play in your life. There could be one right there.
Hey,
I attest to that.
Hmm.
I attest to that.
Okay. All right. I ain't got
hey,
no
real
explanation.
quick. Hey,
Corey, where you go?
I'm here. Am I delayed, or y'all hear me like
Yeah,
clearly?
We can hear
we
you
hear
clearly.
you clearly,
What's
but
the
you
name?
it be pausing.
I don't know what that is. But no, I was finna say real quick though before Fisa had went. Hey, I just was curious based upon that initial conversation, and I looked up real quick, and I was kind of right with what I was thinking, but I just want to double down and make sure. But anyway, daylight saving time was created for the United States so they can make better use of daylight and save energy, motherfuckers. aka
Like
aka
Kevin
more
said,
time,
fucking with people.
aka right, aka more time to put your ass to work type shit.
Man, basically. So you can be at work all day and still have a little daylight and feel like you still got
Can get
something
some
to do.
shit done.
Nope, nigga, everything closed at 5 and you just got
Hey,
off.
hey,
Man. But enjoy the
right, hey,
sun.
right. They did this shit to make them motherfuckers feel better before they changed all the labor laws and shit.
There you
At
Right.
go.
least you see the sun, nigga.
At least it's summertime and you got out at 5, everything closed, you can't do nothing, but you still
Might
get
as
to see
well
a little
go
bit of
sit on
sun.
the porch.
Hey, y'all, I for real, I ain't even gonna lie. The vibe that I have been getting here recently, I don't even be wanting to go out no more and do nothing. I
Oh,
don't even want to go to
yeah.
Walmart.
Fuck
I don't want to go
people.
to the store.
Fuck everything. I'm
Huh?
just None, I'm just talking shit.
I don't be want to go to the store. I don't be want to spend no money on but what I need, necessities. What that mean? I'm getting
You try
old.
to be financially smart.
Or I'm getting old. Fuck a financially smart.
Well, I
I just
think
realized a
no
lot
means
of stuff that I be buying I don't be needing for real.
I be buying whatever the hell I want to at this
It's
point.
just see, I used to do that, but now I'm at a point where I don't got no space for shit no more. It be
I
the
mean, when
same
I
like
be
you
buying stuff I want, it don't be but shit like food.
exactly. There I buy some food. But like you go to Walmart and it be the same little setup every year about this time. They got the blenders out. They got all their little shit to make you think you finna get on a weight journey.
And you was not
Weight
finna
loss.
get no deal. Cause all they did was mark that shit up and then took the
Exactly.
put the sale price
They
on
got
there. That fall into what we about
Talking
to
about,
talk about. Shit.
hey,
me.
what they used to say back in the day when we used to go to Walmart, they rolling back the price. Y'all remember this shit?
And ain't roll back shit.
And y'all remember
Man, come
Walmart,
on,
they
man.
numbers always ended in eight. You remember it'd be like $1.98, a dollar, $2.98 because everything else was 1.99 or double zero. So they made you feel like you was getting a deal.
One, you know what? You're right.
Right.
That is
A
crazy.
cup of shit,
It's
bitch.
it but it's the psychology behind looking at numbers like, oh damn, it's $1.98, even though it's two
Right.
pennies.
Cause it
Right. Instead of $2.
right,
Exactly. They don't Walmart don't do that shit
right.
no more, but they used to back
It
when we
looked
was
good
younger.
at
It used to
that,
be
damn
all they
it.
shit
That's
right. They shit
psychological
always ended in eights.
manipulation, man.
Huh?
Psychological manipulation.
Exactly. So that's right on top with Stockholm syndrome. Because let me define what Stockholm syndrome is. Stockholm syndrome is also known as a form of trauma bonding. The definition is a psychological response that can occur when someone is abused or held captive. It is a coping mechanism, not a mental health diagnosis. I beg to differ, but okay.
Man, I think that's one at that time is it,
Right.
it can look like one and the same. Let's say it like that. Since they want to say it's not a mental health, but it sure can look like one.
Yes, most definitely.
Man,
And
what you
so,
said, like, yeah, I
exactly.
think two things can be true with it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. And so, symptoms include victims developing sympathy and attachment to their aggressor during the traumatic event. And symptoms include denial, defending,
Mm.
dependence, emotional manipulation, fear, and reluctance to seek help. Mm, sound like something I'd have been through in life.
What you said, we connected all to the wrong shit at the same time.
So that
Real.
sound like I ain't put my business out there, but I'm low key putting my business out there. So I have been a victim of domestic violence. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people that have. And that was the main thing. Like I didn't realize I was a part of I mean, I knew I was a part of domestic violence, but I ain't really think about it being Stockholm syndrome till today. Because after I started realizing what Stockholm
Right.
syndrome was, I was like, ooh. Like we usually take Stockholm syndrome as what and we use that as it relates to black people in America being so-called slaves and still maintaining loyalty to the structures that was set up by our captors that do not benefit us in any ways. And if people are
Right.
paying attention, we're seeing this every
Right.
day play out like right before our eyes.
And if you don't
So
see it, you practicing cognitive dissonance.
exactly. But that's a symptom of Stockholm syndrome,
I
cognitive
already
dissonance.
know. And,
Like
right.
because you're in denial. So
Right.
you're
You
in
got your
denial. You're
blinders on.
downplaying yeah, you downplaying the abuse. Cause
Mm-hmm.
for one, you really don't want to believe that it's abuse. It's embarrassing. So you just kind of like, oh, well, no, I could never be this dumb. Like, why would I let somebody abuse me? You
Right.
know,
But if you
It-
have to, you got to be able to see it first, though.
that's true. You have to accept it. And that's further along once we get into talking to how to past and
Get
work
past.
get
Yep.
past Stockholm syndrome. But like just I'm just thinking like being in an abusive relationship, it's like all the steps that they take to get you there, you really but usually in an abusive relationship, you be in love with this person anyway in the beginning. So it
Mm.
is not per se them taking you captive. You already fell in love with them. So I don't know how that would
You volunteered yourself, basically.
yeah,
It
you
ain't. It's
volunteer, but
like you're not a. Well, I'm not gonna say you're not a victim, but after so long, like if you keep repeating that same cycle, then it's really not a victim. But
You
because
bec- you become
you become
complacent.
you become a willing participant. But
but that makes sense
it's
about a
not.
willing participant. But
Yep.
sometimes you be scared, like in an abusive relationship. You think that's love.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I'm not saying that you in your right frame of mind at all.
you're definitely not in
And
your right frame of mind if a
if you
motherfucker knocking you up
still,
your head
it,
and you
man, do
still
you,
there.
man? I already know. Do you hear me? Because why is I'm still here? Because I'm scared to leave.
Because I'm scared to leave. Motherfucker done isolated me. I ain't got no friends. I can't tell nobody.
Right. And the only person I got to talk to is the person that's abusing me.
Right. So you because it really it ain't no sympathy. I didn't have no sympathy for my abuser. I was more fearful of what would happen if I left.
Yeah.
Like, I
Right.
can't make it on my own because you get so dependent on that person. It was to the
Mm.
point to where I was dependent on them for everything in life, like housing. I
That's
was
the four
working,
stages, though. Like
huh?
the four stages of it is the minimizing the abuse. Like when it first start happening, you be like, nah, this ain't really what's happening.
Right. Because I
And
remember the
then
first time it happened, and I was like, "Ooh, wait, hold up, damn, this nigga just hit me. I ain't never seen no lady get hit for real."
right. Right. Is this my blood? Wait a
Right.
minute.
Oh well, no, I ain't getting no bloodshed. We ain't go that far. Nigga mug
You
my
ain't never
head in
get
the
a lip.
window.
I'm just saying, if you get your head clocked against the window hard enough, your lip might bleed.
Nah, my lip didn't bleed, but motherfucker told me I was reckless eyeballing. I was like, what is reckless eyeballing me? I have never heard that in my life.
As
Oh
in
Ooh,
you
no.
looking at other
Oh,
people. So
oh
was you supposed
no.
to walk with your head down?
Bro,
I guess.
bro
I
was
don't know.
man, bro, bro was trying to use pimp logic towards you. That's crazy.
So that's a pimp. That's a pimp. And now you say that it sounds like some shit a pimp would say. You reckless
Yeah,
eyeballing.
that's pimp.
What?
That's
I'm not laughing, but that's fucked up,
yeah,
man.
that's pimp
That's
terminology.
hilarious.
That's pimp terminology.
Be-
They
because I swear to God, when he said, I was
they
like,
say it they say in their words or whatever, a hoe should know how a nigga look or what kind of car he drive. Only thing she should know what kind of shoes he had on.
ooh, ooh.
Ah, ah, that is
Well, you know
horrible.
what? That makes sense, Corey.
It
Because
do.
I swear when he said it, it threw me for a loop, baby. I was
And
like,
those
I
are
look
not my
at
words, ladies
different
and gentlemen.
too. Oh, mine wasn't reckless eyeball, but it was you always making eye contact with somebody. And I was like, so do I supposed to walk? If I walk with my head down, then I'm gonna run into the wall.
the crazy thing was we was at Walmart and I didn't even know this dude. This is and the dude that was looking at me and we was in the parking lot. This is somebody who stares obsessively at everybody. That's just what he does. This man was staring at me. I'm looking ahead to get to the car. And I was accused of reckless eyeballing. He was like, you must know
And
that
that's
man.
crazy because how can you say that? Like a lot of times, abusive people go after the most attractive person. So how can you be mad if somebody is looking at me because I'm pretty? That's not my fault.
Well, I don't know. That motherfucker told me I was reckless eyeballing. And when it happened, when he mugged me, I was so shocked that I just couldn't. I started hollering and the nigga started crying. Why is you crying?
He cried after he hit you.
Because he was like, because I was like, I started hollering. I didn't know what to do. I started
Hey, and
hollering.
that's how you get. That's how that you suppress your anger and become dependent. Because now you got to make it okay. Because this nigga done hit you.
Yeah, I got to make him feel okay. He knew he was wrong. He knew I was finna freak out on his ass, and he started crying, telling me, "I don't do this. This ain't how I operate. I'm sorry." And then I was
That's
like,
mind
"Well,
control. That's crazy.
that is mind control." I had a pimp for a
You
boyfriend.
did.
Jesus, I was
Psychological manipulation is real. And then you
well
know what?
being a pimp.
That go, that go back to like when I was in school to be I didn't finish, but whatever. To be a BCBA and we was learning about the types of reinforcement where you got positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, extinction and punishment. Like that's basically the same thing that he's using with you. Like if I do this behavior and then you respond with this, and then I'm gonna either give you a positive reaction or a negative reaction so that you will either do the shit again or be okay with it.
Well, that's called emotional manipulation.
And that's what they do to autistic children to make them learn how to not do certain things, certain
What?
behaviors. Yes, ma'am. B.F. Skinner at his finest.
Wait, what? Wait, huh?
Yes, that is
Ooh,
RBT behavior. Like if you're trying to be a registered behavior therapist or a
yeah.
applied
Behavior
behavior,
thing, or thing.
yeah, they use those types of reinforcement to increase or decrease certain types of behaviors
Okay, so let's figure this out. Who do y'all think this stuff was created for?
to control everybody, the masses.
So to control the masses or
Right.
to
They right. They just start with them because they easily, heard it and can be, corralled in sorts or whatever. So
Yeah, most people are followers.
You're right. They are. We live in a world of followers, and they
Yeah.
be in cognitive dissonance. So
Yeah.
Stockholm syndrome is really going on with everybody right now. Then
Absolutely.
we all under. If you live in the United States, you definitely
Yeah,
is
yeah.
under Stockholm syndrome, black
Well,
or white, but especially black people. That
man, and the biggest thing be that I think is religion to a certain extent.
it is, and you know what, y'all? And I know this gonna might be a touchy subject. I'm not trying to offend nobody, but what's really been sitting heavy on my heart is that little boy that got killed in Louisiana at Southern, Caleb Wilson. He was pledging a
The one that was
fraternity, and they,
pledging.
huh?
The one that was pledging.
They
Yes.
haze
Yeah.
them and shit.
Yes.
Yeah,
So now
haze them and shit.
and I'm in a Greek sort of fraternity or sorority, but now it's making me question like black so-called boule and upper class. I've been questioning it anyway, but it's like they're really under Stockholm control, have suffered from Stockholm syndrome because they're the gatekeepers that they're the liaison between your common man, because a common man who ain't got shit to lose will always act the fool and go against the grain and rebel. But they have certain organizations in play that promise, kind of keep the temperature of the community down, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. I'm
They're the
struggling with
Right.
ones
this one.
plus
And then we
the
also
they were called the educated people.
and then we also gotta kinda look at it too, like being realistic and not to diss anybody out there that's a part of the whole what's that the Greek nine or whatever what they call it. I don't
Yeah,
wanna be
yeah.
It's
miswording it or
divine
whatever,
mind.
but nevertheless though, let's be real. Yeah, yeah, there you go, yeah. But no, let's be real. Like a lot of those organizations was created because they was the answer, the black answer to the white fraternities. You feel me? And like so, like that was our way of being of creating our own. And I get it, but again, we created some shit to be a part of some shit that ain't even got nothing to do with
Right.
us. I mean,
And
again, we pledge in
Stockholm
Greek. Greek
syndrome
ain't
too,
got
yeah.
shit to do with it.
But was it really our creation though? You know what I'm saying? Because the original Greek organizations didn't start on black colleges. They started at Cornell. The first one, Alpha Phi Alpha, started at Cornell, and then the Kappa started in University, Indiana University. So did were they really started, or just like, or is this like the NAACP, where the NAACP was started by Jewish people?
Right. The illusion of
They were
inclusion.
started. They were started. We're always a
Right.
conduit for other people, is what I'm saying. Or they start stuff for us to keep others in control. So technically, was the Divine Nine started to for a purpose by other people, and they told us, oh, you need to answer to, white Greeks and fraternities, and y'all need to start one, or did we start it organically on our own? So because the way it's set up, the Divine Nine are like the talented 10th that WEBD Du Bois referred to as the upper echelon of black people that were better educated. They called it the talented 10th. But once again, these
Right.
were the people in the community that ran in circles with Caucasians and did stuff with white people. They had access that regular
The
common black
regular
people didn't
Right.
people
have.
did not.
And
Right.
huh?
I
Right.
said right.
So technically, was this started by us, or was this somebody else's agenda? You know what I'm saying? Like those are some
That's
things
just a
that I'm
thinking
just,
point.
huh?
Some good thinking points, something to think about.
Right, because
Right.
if it's like if
And
you're not a part. Go ahead, Corey. I'm sorry.
no, no. Go ahead, because
No,
you
I
got
was just
more
saying, like,
experience. I mean, because
if
you a part of, so you can.
yeah, but I haven't even used it to my ability because they always gave it to us as a networking tool. So when
Yeah.
you're in these Greek fraternities and sororities and the so-called Divine Nine, You link up with somebody else here, a network, like, oh, you need a job, you do this, such a, okay, let me send you here. As long as you play that game with them, you know what I'm saying? And you're privy and you're okay with,
Right.
you know, looking a certain way and doing things a certain way. And the problem that I have had is that I don't do things the
Yeah, I have a
same way.
hard time following those you should
Yeah,
do
those
this. You have to look a certain way, or you have to. I just gonna be who I am, man, and you can either rock with me or not.
yes. And if you notice, everybody in your higher position, even your pastors, they're usually in a Greek letter organization or they're
Or
in the
a
Masons,
mm-hmm.
which is the same thing, same bird, different
Right.
feathers.
Yeah.
So
Right.
who is
So
really under
so again, that
Stockholm's
goes back
control?
to my initial statement where I was like, um, we got to get back to the reason why these particular fraternities were created. It's the illusion of inclusion, you know, for us to feel like we're a part of some shit. You know what I mean? And then, like you say,
Yeah,
those people who in those higher positions, they gatekeeping and shit. You feel me? Kissing ass to the
yeah.
to to the white folks. You feel me? At the end of the day or whatnot. So yeah, man, it's all the
So a prime
rules.
example, exactly, prime example of what's going on in Memphis. I don't know if anybody's keeping up, but
I
Memphis's mayor, and I'm not trying to blow no spots, but I low key am. He was a young man, Paul Young, promising mayor. He was the president of the riverfront restoration. He was a president over, before he became mayor, he was the president of basically restoration of downtown Memphis, like bringing new things, getting everything back, restoring it, and but to me, he sounds like he was put in place, and then everybody was excited. They were like, "Oh, he's young. He's going to revitalize Memphis." So they voted him in, and he has basically sold these people up the river, and he's a part of the Divine Nine. He's a part, and everybody. He put all of his fraternity brothers in places. They voted out their head of their school superintendent because she didn't play the game how they wanted them to play, and then they elected in one of his fraternity brothers. And the crazy thing is, he sat back while all this was going on with her, and he didn't say anything. He's like, "Well, I'm not. I don't have too much to say." But then they ushered in one of his brothers. They pretty much run the city, but he has now agreed to let Elon Musk bring this supercomputer to Memphis.
that's
Mind
great.
you, they ran him out of Brownsville, Texas, because
Yeah,
of the
man.
pollution that he was
If
causing.
not right,
So
but
now
hey,
they've
but
they
I heard, I heard he already got like a property and ain't paying the light bill for that particular residence, and it's up to like 800,000 already.
were
Yeah,
in
I
Memphis.
heard. I seen some people talking about that somewhere,
Yeah,
how they was talking about it's gonna change the
yeah,
quality of
like
the
he,
air as well, and
Yes,
make it to where it's more cancerous, and
yes,
but it's
and he
only
put
really gonna affect the poor people in I think what she said, South Memphis. Was it
South
South?
Memphis. South
Yeah,
Memphis, Whitehaven South. So they gave him almost over 100,000 acres of land to build this facility. Mind you, South Memphis just got over not allowing them to run a gas pipeline through their city because of the
exactly.
underground aqueducts, aquifers, underground water.
That's really what they're trying to get access to.
Yes. So now y'all finna let Elon Musk build a whole supercomputer in your city.
He need to
And
go back to Africa, bro.
exactly. Now that's somebody who can go back to Africa. But they were
and then
thinking
and
that,
then
I think that
and then and see, and see, now that you mentioned those natural aquifers or whatever, you feel me, and those aqueducts
yeah,
that they get, what do those supercomputers need to cool them
Water.
down? Come on now.
water. And then they got the Mississippi River right there, but they're not paying attention. And that's what I don't understand. Sometimes as black people, we be so money hungry that we just do whatever. Because I'm pretty sure the mayor of Memphis has gotten paid big. Him and his family gonna be set, along with the so-called county mayor. Well, the guy that's running for county mayor, his name is JB Young. I watched them last week vote as a this county city commissioners and county commissioners. They all voted on this. The whole majority of the board is African American black. One lady stood up and she talked about the effects of bringing this stuff here, and they muted her mic. They shut her mic off and told her she didn't couldn't speak on it,
Are you
and
serious?
voted, huh?
I don't even know why I said, "Are you serious?" Because I know you are. But that's
Yes, and
wild.
voted to move forward with
Cause
the plan.
hey,
And then TVA is in on it.
That's crazy.
oh hell yeah, Tennessee
How you
Valley
just break
Authority,
the
yeah, they
lady?
with it.
TVA is in on it. And TVA runs, they have dams all up through and they're over in MLGW, but they have signed non-disclosure agreements to not discuss how much energy is going to actually be used for this supercomputer. And not only is he bringing the supercomputer, guess what else is coming to Memphis? NVIDIA, the chip makers, they're stationed in Memphis. Intel, Pentium processor, they're coming to Memphis. It's a whole
They
gang
finna,
of folks when it comes to
they
Memphis.
finna tear Memphis up.
And so I say that to say, once again,
And and
when we
and then,
start getting
Worse than what
into,
any YN could have ever done, as they
okay,
call it. They better
okay.
need to let them get it. Let me not say that for they come and
So
arrest them.
who are the real
Who's the problem?
right?
Cause it ain't the South Memphians.
No.
Oh,
So once again, they've been sold out to who? It's Stockholm syndrome, like, in my opinion. You know what I'm
it
saying? Like,
is. That's
by
crazy.
those that run the city.
and then them, and then
But why are you
them
so loyal to
them folks
somebody
looking
other
at it
than your
like, man,
own
Memphis
though?
too big.
Hello?
Corey, where you go?
I'm here. It's that delay shit, man. Damn. I'm sorry, y'all. But no,
It's
If
all
it
right.
ain't me,
I was saying,
am I popcorn in today?
Nope.
Okay, good.
no, you actually clear.
Then good. Yeah.
No,
But what you
it's
were
me
saying, my
today.
bad.
No, you good. But no, I was saying that damn, I forgot what I said. I digress, man. That's what I get for smoking and shit. That's that
It's
short term memory loss. One of y'all can go ahead. I
okay.
apologize.
You good. Okay, so that's a form of Stockholm syndrome. Being loyal to something that you know has no good for you, but you still choose to, and they're getting paid to be loyal. So I don't know if that's Stockholm syndrome or you just coating your pockets and lining your pockets for money.
I mean, if it's, I still think that's a form of it too, because at the end of the day, most people be loyal to they, you know what I'm saying, to what's gonna benefit community. Like if you saying you doing something that's to benefit community, but you really doing something to benefit your pockets, then and you know who's gonna really benefit from it is not the community, but whoever is coming in with all these extra things that they're bringing in, then that's a form of Stockholm syndrome because it's not good for you. It really ain't good for them. Like where they live at? Do they live in South Memphis too?
Right. And them folk finna be making billions, and they probably only gave you a cool
Hell
three,
nah. You
four,
know they
five
live
million.
somewhere in Germantown.
They not even finna live in Memphis. Them folks is finna live in damn. Well, I don't know
So
where the
the
mayor.
mayor don't live there.
He lives somewhere, but I'm pretty sure he got to
Collierville,
live in
some
Memphis.
shit, Olive Branch, Horn Lake.
But the
So
thing
like I
is, it's a
said, but it's
supercomputer. It's
it,
gonna
but
affect
it's
the whole city.
exactly. So it's something like it's something that's some shit that's not good for you, but you still have pledged your allegiance to it. So that's
Exactly.
that's Stockholm syndrome.
It is. And just
Ne-
think about all of the waves, the microwave, the low F waves coming off of
What
that.
you
Y'all
finna
think
do?
about a little bitty computer or your Faraday cage on the
Like
back of
I'm
your
sitting
house.
with this laptop sitting on my lap right now, and I can feel it.
Exactly.
Hell, your
So now you
phone.
finna have a big supercomputer
Hell, your,
on 100,000 acres of land.
Like Memphis
Come on.
big, but it ain't that big.
Well, apparently it's big enough for them
I mean,
to
for them to cause that type of damage,
it ain't no
and then
telling
I
how cheap they got the land for.
and
man. And
then
who land is
now
it
I remember
really
what I was
though?
gonna say
Well,
though.
no,
But
I take
yeah,
that back. That junk is 1 million square
with
foot.
Memphis being a predominantly black city and shit, them folks trying that's their way of gentrifying and this shit, trying to squeeze
And
their
that's what I was
way in
gonna
with that
say next.
shit and
So who
rid the
land is
inner
it
city.
really though? That
So
shit
it
crazy.
says that they bought 1 million square foot property for $80 million in Whitehaven,
Like why
which
would
is
you be
South
okay? Like why would you be okay with that shit?
Stockholm syndrome.
I know it's sick, crazy. Then I was looking at some other stuff and it was talking about like some of the tactics that's used with when you doing like psychological manipulation. So they do
Hmm.
things like sound, social cues, degrading themes,
Hmm.
metaphorical speech, fear of humiliation, domination
Hmm.
game, the rundown where you got like different type of things where you feel like you being set up, racial
Hmm.
profiling, criminal strategies, like mass incarceration, all that type of stuff. And it's just if you trying to live your life to a point to where you trying to avoid
Man,
all of this, you really can't be who you really are. So there's still a form of like cognitive dissonance because I can't be who I am, and but I've been trained to be like that. So if I don't
Hmm.
see where I'm not being who I really am,
man, you
then that's still a form of Stockholm syndrome. Just in a
man, you
form
just
of
really made me
I'm
think about something
manipulate your
because
mind.
like like we saying, man, with all that shit coming to Memphis or whatever, you feel me? I feel like, man, with all that technology, they gonna turn Memphis into one of
Uh,
the South's
uh,
first smart cities.
that's
You
what
feel
I was
me?
going
Where
to
they gonna
say.
be
Yep, they,
having surveillance. You know what I'm
yep.
saying? Over
Yes.
They're
surveillance
gonna
because
put it
you
with
know it's
the
full of
means of
it's high
saying,
crime and shit.
yep. They
But
gonna
y'all
and it's
already
gonna
know a city that has high surveillance already. Some of the top of the end, top of the line. One of the first cities in the United States to have computers.
LA.
I mean, no, Atlanta. Mm.
Yeah, Atlanta too.
Atlanta has cameras everywhere,
Because it's the
and they
one of
don't
the
tell you
blackest,
about that.
one of the because the one of the blackest, richest cities ever. You feel me? They got to watch them niggas.
Yes, they was one of the first cities to get high speed, high tech
Well, they trying to put
computers,
that
high spec surveillance everywhere.
they trying to do they got a it was a I did some research about that where they was trying to do the smart city in LA for 2028 with the Olympics coming there or
Olympics.
whatever. And then that's why they were saying that all that stuff is on fire.
Yeah,
Where they
And
like they were saying that the fire followed the same path that the railroad is supposed that they're supposed to
well,
build a
yeah,
rail.
and
Yeah.
so back in the day, what they used to do is take land that was owned by black people and put your interstates, all of your interstates in most of your major cities run through black neighborhoods. They would take the land based off of
yeah,
eminent domain
that's a
and
fact.
run a interstate right through it. Well, now they can't do that anymore because we've become smarter. So they do it by other means, by burning the land,
That shit
low
crazy.
key slick shit.
And that's crazy. It ain't crazy. It's just
Depriving the
I mean
water, the fire hydrants of water and shit.
Yes, and
right.
and they got a black mayor. They have a black mayor. She's a black mayor. She was in South Africa. She was in Africa when all this was going on. A black mayor. Black mayor.
She wasn't there.
No, 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 no. And the main people who got burned out, all we saw was Brentwood and the celebrities. But the main people that got burned out were black people that have bought those homes and been in those
And been
homes
there
since the
forever.
50s. 40s and 50s, and they have that's generational wealth that they have passed
I
down.
seen it. We did some research on it in my class.
Yes. They've
So
been passing them homes down to their kids and their grandkids. It's about the third generation that has been there. And they burn that shit down. And them folks didn't have insurance because insurance companies dropped them right before the fire. Come on.
that's low down, bro.
So that brings up the discussion. I know we're talking about Stockholm syndrome, but really, how easy is it for us? That's an effect of Stockholm syndrome is economic disenfranchisement. That's
Yeah.
a not being able to build generational wealth. And it's so easy. We can
It makes
easily
you
say,
dependent. That's like dependent behavior. So now I have to be dependent on the people that's abusing me.
yes. But sometimes we don't want to be dependent most of the time. So that's why I'm questioning, like, it's a thin line. You know what I'm saying? Like it we're making it to where we have to be dependent on it because when we
Right.
do
And that's psychological manipulation though.
establish ourselves and get some stuff going, here comes somebody tearing it up.
Like they burnt down those cities and shit.
Exactly.
So it's just
So some effects of Stockholm syndrome are depression, emotional attachment, defensiveness, self-blame, isolation, fear, anxiety, distrust, loss of identity, and survivor's guilt. How much of that is us?
that's what we just described.
Loss of identity? Because many
Man,
of us really don't know who we really are
Right.
and where we come from. We say we African Americans, but are we really?
it's a
I don't think so. I think majority of us were our people were already here, man.
Yeah,
You think about all those mounds and all those things that's in Memphis.
yeah. Distrust. We don't really trust. We don't trust one another.
It all. You gotta think
So
about it. We just
And then
maybe
I
two
had
generations
just
into
mentioned to
people
y'all on
really
our
starting
last
to trust
segment
God.
that I got survivor's guilt. You feel me?
yeah, survivor's guilt for being able to make it make a better situation for yourself,
That's crazy.
to make it
Right.
out of
So
messed
really,
up
can you
situation.
really like you can't really be mad at people for having Stockholm syndrome. But where my frustration comes in at is at what point do you see it and be like, let me figure out a way to get out of this? Like how can we get
Yes.
out of this? What are ways that we can get out of this?
What can we work on? How can we work on? And that's the first thing is acknowledging. A lot of people won't even acknowledge that's what it is. You
And
know what I'm
that's
saying?
cognitive dissonance is so real, man.
Yes.
Or they'll
And
put a band-aid on it. Let me go take some meds or etc. Whatever. That way I don't have to question what's really happening. I can just keep going how I'm going.
or our band-aid for many of us is, oh, let me just go shop so I can be like them.
Or I'm gonna go to church.
Yes. That.
And there's nothing wrong with going to church. Like go to church, but don't go to church to be delusional about what's really happening in reality.
Hey, but
Because
listen,
if
though,
you
I was
don't
listening.
save yourself, nobody's coming to save you.
Right. And I was listening to a lady, and she brought up a valid point. She said, people ain't in churches no more. And she was like, you know what? They hate that because you know how they keep tabs on you in these churches.
Yep.
Say it again. How do they keep tabs on black
Hmm.
people?
And
In the churches.
mm-hmm.
So think of this, like we were talking earlier about the hierarchy of the Boule, Divine Nine, Masons, your pastors, your preachers are Masons that
Mm-hmm.
keep some type of order on their parishioners at their churches.
Slurs.
So it all makes sense. It all
It
makes
does.
sense. And this is what
You
I be
can't
trying to
really be
tell.
upset with it. And you all we can do is try to give people knowledge on it, things a different way to look at things. Like if you're willing and you're open minded enough to even hear what somebody is saying, where you're if you don't if your ability to not practice cognitive dissonance is lessened even just a little bit to where you're open minded to see what somebody is saying as in how to look at things from a different perspective, that's a start.
Exactly. And that's what I keep trying to tell the older people, our parents' generation. It's like they so, and I get it. You have to give them a little grace because they did go through. Somebody was talking about this. They witnessed all of their so-called leaders get killed right
Yeah, they
before their
just
eyes.
traumatized.
So they're just as traumatized, and they have a certain kind of fear that we may never understand.
Right.
So they practice cognitive dissonance because of that, and they're scared to speak up because they saw what happened to people when they were growing up, when they spoke up and took a stance. So I get it, but I'd be trying to tell my mama like, look, these young kids, because she's
Baby,
always
they
quick
is
to say,
here for chaos and they don't give a damn.
don't give a damn and will create some chaos, baby. And don't think you finna put them babies in a box. You not.
Yeah,
You
you
ain't.
not, because they is definitely thinking like I ain't gonna say they thinking for themselves, but they're thinking unitedly because
Yes.
that TikTok and all that is giving them the ability to share information at a much faster rate than any generation before has ever been allowed. But I think that
Man.
still we should gatekeep certain things
Yes. It has to have
culturally, I think
boundaries.
so. But
Yeah.
as far as like how much knowledge that they're able to put out so quickly, I am impressed.
Exactly. Just like my daughter, I was talking to her earlier. Cause I was like, dang, why am I always looking in the mirror concerned with my weight? And I had to think back. I was like, damn, when I was in 10th grade, my basketball coach put me on a scale. And she told me, she was like, you should have gained weight from my ninth grade to 10th grade year. And that
That's
subconsciously
when
kind of
you
like,
would think so. That's
it
normal.
kind of stuck with me though. And so I'm not gonna say I have body dysmorphia, but I'm always looking at myself like, dang, I could lose some weight. And so I told her the story. She was like, I wish a coach would tell me. She's like, y'all some good ones. Cause y'all put up with
I
a lot of
never
stuff, baby.
said no- I don't remember. I remember getting on the scale, but I didn't give a. I didn't care, man. If you,
Well, but she pulled me out, called me out when we came back. When
I
I
would have
came back.
told her the same shit, ma'am. You bigger than me.
But I was young and impressionable, so I didn't really, and I'm not saying like it's apparently it's had some type of effect on me because I've been the same weight for the most part since high school. I may go up and down a few, when I was going through a little phase, but for the most part, I'm that weight no more than 5 pounds over. And so I was telling my daughter, my oldest, she was like, girl, you a good one. Cause she's like, I would have quit that basketball team and politely told that lady where she can go. I was like, oh.
I didn't quit, but I don't think I don't know. Like they never.
Would they? She didn't say nothing. She didn't say nothing to you. She pulled me out, literally, because I guess between my freshman year, I was a string bean, and I came back. That's when I started thinking I was grown and
That's what I'm
doing what
saying. But
grown.
that's for you. A lot of times, you like you as a person, you should know that 10th girls from ninth grade to 10th grade, sometimes to 11th grade, is when you really start to fill out.
But we got to think about who our culture was and what they do to one another. So,
I know, cause I was mean about mine when a little girl came in. She was like, am I fat?" And I just looked at her and I was like, "Yeah."
so
Since you want to ask dumb questions,
that's the psychological games that they play. So
I
I
bet
wasn't
that.
privy to that, and that was my first time experiencing that. And I mean, and now I be looking at it like, dang, is that why I'm always concerned with my weight, or maybe I'm just a healthy, health conscious person? And it
Maybe
could be
you
a little
just
bit of
don't
two.
want to be fat. That could be a thing.
Yeah, it could be a thing too. But I was just saying that to say like how these kids nowadays ain't giving a damn about what nobody else got to
They
say
don't
or
give
think,
a damn.
except for their peers. They are concerned with their peer, but they ain't worried about no old motherfucker telling them what to do.
No, they don't. They don't listen. I mean, they'll listen, but they still gonna do. I mean, but if you think about it, shit, when we was that age, we did. I pretty much did what I wanted to do, regardless of what somebody had to say. I pretty much did.
I mean, yeah, I did too, but like I still respect it. I wasn't finna be like, I I did what I wanted to do, but I snuck and did what I wanted to do.
I ain't even gonna say I snuck and did,
I
cause
was respectful in the presence of whoever was trying to tell me.
oh yeah, I
What,
wasn't disrespectful. I was just honest.
well, these kids are different level. They ain't going. So I call these
They
generations
definitely
are the
shouldn't be back.
warriors,
Yeah, they are warriors,
huh?
and they come with chaos. They come for chaotic reasons. They come
Yeah.
like. That's why I'm saying they need to go on ahead and let them get those kids that we just not kids, but the young adults that we're talking about, and let them do what they're gonna do. And maybe
Man,
just give them a go ahead. I'm not
man, cause they,
saying that that's what they should do. I'm just saying give them the go ahead, and they'll do it.
hey, I just keep thinking like in Memphis, what if they turn out like y'all remember the TV show Black Lightning?
Mm-hmm.
Like
They
for
finna
real
turn
though,
into
like
some superhumans.
mine,
I'm
listen,
trying to go
listen.
get my power. Shit, I want to go.
Hey, listen though. What
We
if
was
this
supposed to get them during COVID.
man, listen, so what if that supercomputer low key
Seen
like
that shit.
it exposed all the waves and all that stuff and it go into the water and the people there become like these superhumans.
And
Like
then
They
so
either gonna
then you
become
had so
superhumans, or
then you
they
got
gonna
a
be
dude from
cancerous.
Memphis named Superman.
mine, that's it.
Nah.
Listen. Hey, they probably already got a
Superman
dude
to
from
the
there called
rescue.
Superman.
You heard
Huh?
me. You heard me. No.
Hey, but I'm just thinking because, like on the TV show, they had them in the little pods, and they came and took them out the pods, and they were superhuman. What if they in South Memphis? Like, what if the supercomputer is finna just make superhumans? Like,
I
hey,
mean, it could. That's something that they might have to really take into consideration, because that's what always. That's how Incredible Hulk got there.
mine exactly.
So
Listen,
y'all might want to rethink. I go and do that shit so y'all can have a whole bunch of super gorillas and
a whole bunch of
motherfucking
mutant,
And then you are
mutant.
having an incredible nigga down there. Come on now.
I'm going to see them. Shit.
Exactly. Y'all gonna have a whole bunch of mutant Memphians running
Where's
around
the
this
water
joint.
at so I can get in? Hell, I want some
Mine.
powers.
Man, don't nobody from Memphis, man, need no superpowers,
Yeah,
man.
they do. Give it to them. Shit. Hey, but if y'all think about it, hey, who
Them
was that?
niggas got enough superpowers
Y'all,
from their
but
mouth. They good.
do you remember that episode? What's his name? Hood Mystic did when he was talking about Young Dolph and the Hidden Society, and how the Memphis, Tennessee, and then Memphis in Egypt, and out, and how it was all tied
Yeah,
in
this is
together.
it's backwards. How it's flipped
All right,
backwards. This is the
that's all I'm
original. This the real
saying.
Egypt.
Yeah, right.
This is the real Egypt because
And
they
the
didn't start talking
mounds,
about
and
huh?
exactly. I said,
They didn't
and the
start talking about
mounds and shit.
Egypt in over there in Africa until the early 1900s when Europeans went over there and started pillaging. So what if
They
this
finna fuck around and find
I,
out.
I, but look, though in the 1800s and the early 1900s though, they used to have, man, you could look this shit up. They used to have this shit. The rich swanky people used to have this shit called mummy parties, where
yeah,
they pay for pay for pieces of mummies so they can chop them up, drink them,
And
thinking it'll
eat
yes,
them
give
and
them
shit.
mystical
I seen
powers
somebody
and
talking
shit.
about that.
Yeah.
yes. And they pillaged pyramids and spread that shit all over. Just like when they killed Nat Turner, they
And they
ate that
ate
man's
his
body
ass.
Yeah, that
because
hey
they
bro.
wanted his superpowers.
Yeah.
That shit
So
You
I'm
crazy.
know,
just saying,
But you
like
know,
what
they
if?
had that book, the delectable nigga,
What?
or whatever that shit was, or whatever it was
yeah,
called.
that's what it's called, the delectable Negro.
Like,
Yeah.
but
Oh what?
yes, that's a real book where
It's
they
a
was.
It's a
real
It's a
book
recipe.
about how
cookbook.
to fry, die, fricassee, goddamn it, bake,
Oh,
fillet a nigga.
A nigga.
oh, oh.
Yes, that is a whole book. So this is nothing. Go on, do that shit so we can get us some superhero nigga. I want to meet Black Lightning in them.
Exactly. That's all I keep. That's what I keep thinking. Like,
Got a
even
nigga
though
in Memphis named Static Shock, man. That nigga ain't man say, man.
Super groove,
that's all I'm thinking.
motherfucker.
I gotta make light of the situation, man. They finna be some black light niggas down there in Memphis, low
I'm not
key.
mad at them. They deserve that shit. Get it. Get it how you can.
Man, them niggas already robbing the Nike store. Imagine what a nigga gonna do with the power
Listen.
of lightning.
Okay, they finna tear some shit up, and I'm here to watch it. I'm
So
from
we
Memphis a
gon'
little bit though. I was born there, so you think I'll get some?
I think whoever go down there and drink some of that water gonna come back.
I'm going to get me a cup. Shit. See what happened. Now they were saying it's supposed to make it like really, really cancerous, but cancer ain't nothing but an overgrowth of cells.
Yeah, but
And if it
what if
doesn't
this
metastasize, then what is gonna turn into superpowers? I'm
superpower?
just
Man,
talking shit. I don't know.
Hey, but that's a good
here
way
we
to
go,
look at it.
man.
Man,
The
do you
X,
hear me? Because if you focus on the
the
positive
X
and not the
Men and shit.
negative, because they're
Exactly. But
gonna do
we
what they want
already,
to.
but y'all know all we already the X-Men. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
Of course,
exactly.
of course, of course. I don't make me shine my light on my comic book nerdism or
Go
whatever.
hit him with the black boy
Magic.
quirkiness.
But with that being said, since sis said it, I guess I will toot my own horn on that. But no, um, 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 man, one of the great writers ever, though. You feel me? Stan Lee. When Stan Lee, him, and Jack Kirby, when they first created the X Men, Stan Lee, being a white boy hippie in the '60s, he
Mm-hmm.
was very fond of all the social movements, and
Uh-huh.
he low key depicted um Professor X and Magneto after Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
Malcolm X.
Professor X being more like Martin Luther King, being more of a sympathizer, so to speak, trying to get mutants to be one and one with everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
Magneto was more of the by any means, like Malcolm X. You feel me?
Yeah.
He wanted freedom for all mutants or whatever. So like, yeah, man, that shit hard though. But yeah, you go ahead,
So
man.
that's what I'm saying. Like, what if they creating a whole mutant? We already the X-Men.
And
We
it's
come with, and then
Memphis. Like, did
it's
they
a certain
realize
bloodline in Memphis.
it is? And I don't think they like. I don't know. I'm gonna do that shit. See what happens.
Man, it's a certain blood. I'm telling you, you gotta think about the black people in Memphis, man. They is with it, with
I
Yes,
all
heard
the
you.
shit.
that's where my last name come from. Like I don't even brag on that shit. Like my daddy, you know what I'm saying? He a Binghampton nigga or whatever.
Exactly.
Shit. My grandmama right now is on 237 Lipford Street. Google it. It's off Board Street, off the motherfucker Sam Cooper Expressway and shit.
Exactly. See, that's
You
what I'm
feel me?
saying. Like
But
you in the indigenous people that have been there on the land for years, down
Forever.
in Mount
you know,
in Mount
the first black settlement, one of the first black
Orange
settlements was in
Mound,
Orange Mound. You
Orange
feel me?
Mounds,
Yeah,
Mounds.
Tom Ski
That,
made that dope ass song about Orange Man.
that
man,
he
and
did.
then
Look
you
at you, girl. Look at you.
Let do you hear?
and
Yeah,
then
that's a
Jackson.
classic.
Ski.
Jackson got Mound City. Mound
He
City
do.
is right over there
On
by
the east,
Washington,
yeah, on the east, which is a black community, yeah, right,
Washington Douglas.
Washington
That's what I
Douglas,
was just
yeah.
talking about to somebody the other day about all the mounds that's around in Tennessee. Ain't no way this is
Yes.
not indigenous land.
Man, here in Chattanooga, I just found something on Facebook where they had a picture. It was it was mounds all on the river downtown where the river walk is.
And
Mounds.
they
They
be
cleared.
digging in them. If y'all don't leave them mounds the fuck alone,
That's what they said. It was a big mound downtown on the river, and they got a picture of it during the Civil War time. They said originally they went in, they dug it out, and made it a gun and powder ammunition storage during Civil War. Then they went back in, took out all the mounds, the bodies or whatever in another mound, took all of that out for research, and then they threw it away. Archaeologists supposedly threw it away. Then they turned the mounds into like a some type of observatory with like flowers and shit
how
on it
do you
for
get to
unions.
observe all of that? At what point do you have like? Can you just have respect for other people's culture and dead people?
Man, hey, damn, man, uh, rest in peace to the brother, Khalid,
Khalid
Khalid,
Muhammad.
Hey, bro, that brother said he said everything new to them folks. We dealing
It
with a
Man,
new
is,
one.
but
You
damn,
know what
leave
I'm
shit
saying?
alone.
Everything new to them. So hell,
no,
they
you right.
amazed by everything, man.
You right. And we're the older
Yeah,
Bobby Hemming used to say it all the time. We are the older species. That's why nothing
There
moves
I
it
us.
is.
already know that, but still, like at some point,
They can't help it.
They can't
That's
help it. They
something
like a
that
little
ooh,
kid, man.
right.
Like little
and
And
children,
sometimes
just
the
always
kids
doing
wanna
something
whoop you.
what
fidgety.
and what we tell kids, don't touch that. What the motherfuckers do?
Man,
Go in nature
exactly.
and touch everything.
Everything. And the thing about kids be doing daredevilish shit because they don't understand the severity. You think about how they be jumping off buildings, just doing shit. And black people be like, I ain't doing that. The fuck? Nigga, life
Yeah,
is
no, cause
precious.
cause melanin, the melanin that's in our skin and shit or whatever, you feel me? That also transfers and to the neurons in our brain that fire off that make us think more. You feel me?
Yeah.
So we got more sense where they have less melanin, they have less risk factor. You feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling one of my homies out here or whatever, he and a Hispanic brother and shit. I was chopping it up with him and shit, and we was talking about because out here you could smoke, man, eat. They just not too long past psilocybin where you can eat shrooms. You feel me? Medicinally, you feel me? But nevertheless, though, we was talking about all that, and I was like, "Hey, bro, with you being a person of color and me being a person of color, me, you, and the red man, meaning our Indian brothers and sisters or whatever, you feel me? I was like, us people, I was like, with the melanin that's in all three of us, we absorb uh, at a higher rate than any other people. So
Mm-hmm.
when so far as like when we digest, we drink, that's
Mm-hmm.
why it hit us the way it hit us and
Right.
shit. You
That's
feel me?
Mm-hmm.
why like
That's why. That's
addiction
why.
and
And think about it.
alcoholism be
What,
so
what what's
high
the
on
what's
reservations.
the what's the word that we say when we go out? I'm finna get white boy wasted. You can't say I'm
Man.
finna get black boy wasted because that's some shit we don't do. You feel me? Them motherfuckers can drink like that, and that's no disrespect to no white person out there listening. This is just a fucking
Observation.
fact.
Yeah,
Observation.
this
And if
is
you need a
yeah.
book to refer to, you could go read The Differences in DNA. I think that's what it's called by Dr. Layla Africa. And he breaks it
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
down
like
and
that
how
is,
he
man.
did
They
the
consume they can
yeah.
consume liquor and all that shit at a higher rate than people of color. That's just a fact.
Yeah, because it doesn't
That's why a
attach
lot
to
of
the they don't have
indigenous
melanin for it to attach to, whereas it attaches
Yeah,
directly
man.
to
With
our
the
melanin, bro.
melanin is more like a micro sponge, man. It help us it absorb it help us absorb the sun. It help absorb
mhm.
any and everything around us and shit. So like,
That's
come
why a
on,
lot
man,
of indigenous people
get
suffer
faded.
alcoholism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And then
And that's
also
what I was.
too, that's why black people drink brown liquor because it has to be distilled a certain way for us to be able to process it a little better and at a slower rate.
Yeah.
That's why we most black folks we be forcing ourselves to drink white and tequilas. That's some shit. That's why we
Yeah, that's
Listen, I
doing
yeah.
all
can't
that
drink
old
if I
crazy shit.
drink tequila or vodka, I'm going to jail. Cause somebody we finna fight, god damn it. And when I quit throwing up and spinning, we gonna fight again. That's why I don't drink that shit. I can't drink it. I can't do it. I can drink gin though.
Man, you a bad motherfucker, girl.
I can drink gin too. I can drink
That's
gin
a
too.
bad motherfucker. All it see, not to sound bougie and shit. If I was to drink gin, we'll have to go get some Bombay.
Some
You feel me?
Bombay. Hey, Bombay, that sapphire
I can
Bombay.
Yeah,
Bus.
but that's top of the line though. You feel
Yeah.
me? I just
Or
can't
I can
drink
I
no
really
secrets.
I have to get some
drink
London based gin, like beef
Yeah,
eater. It
dry
has to
gin. Yeah, Tanqueray and thing. Yeah, that
I can
London dry
drink
gin.
regular gin, man, cause I'm from Memphis.
you trying to crash out, then. That mean you a crash out.
I'm not a crash
Right,
out.
bro.
I'm a retired crash
Wet
out.
and looking crazy, man.
But no, for real though, my body can tolerate gin. For I don't
Ah,
know, I can
nah,
tolerate.
I'm just playing. I ain't gonna lie though, but like if I had to drink though, like while we off subject for this little moment and shit, if I had to drink again, me sounding bougie and shit, I would literally. If my lady sitting right here, she'll tell you I will go to the store if I got the paper on me. I'm gonna buy me a bottle of some champagne for the pain. I will buy me a bottle of
I'm not
Moet
saying
or some shit
that
like that.
gin is gonna be my drink of choice every single time.
Hey,
It depends
baby,
on what I'm
hey,
trying to do.
you a thug, right?
It depends on what I'm trying to do. What spirits I'm trying to tap into. Shit.
Right. Hey,
Hey,
I can
I fool with
see.
gin. I fool with gin with a little gin and tonic, baby. Hey,
Yeah, I
and
like
I like the
gin.
pine taste of
Maybe that's
gin.
what it is, but like I can rock with gin, man. My family can rock with gin. Like I don't get drunk drinking it. I don't be drunk if I drink
I
it.
do.
Anybody, I
I
be
get
laughing
toe
because
up.
people be like, "You drinking gin?" Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
think I
used to
done
couldn't
that
drink
shit.
dark liquor for years though.
I can't drink
I
vodka or
started
tequila to
out
save
drinking
my
that
life.
shit. I started
I can
out
drink
drinking
dark.
dark liquor.
Yeah,
And, and,
dark
and
liquor was dark. I couldn't drink dark liquors for years, and then I've been drinking it with my husband for the past 2 years, and I had to stop because that shit be making my gallbladder feel like it's about to explode.
man,
do
man, I don't
y'all?
even
Do
know what
y'all?
to
I
say
think,
to
huh? I don't know. Y'all, we at 106.
106
Let it
and
get.
Park. Hey, y'all remember 106 and Park? Did y'all used to run home in the afternoons and watch that?
No,
I
I
was
used to
finna,
know watch Saved by the
yeah.
Bell.
Me
I had
joking. I was
Stockholm syndrome as a kid.
me joking. I was finna say let it get to 107, and then y'all can cut it off inside
I
joke
already
and
knew
shit.
you was finna say that. I'm a thug, but
Inside
you're a
joking.
gangbanger.
Hey man. Hey.
Respectfully.
Let me find out you belong to one of the Divine Nine organizations.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I belong to a street fraternity, that's for sure.
And dude,
But
And I
y'all,
got
this
Hayes.
all they
I
all
got
come from the
they
same
all
thing.
the same shit.
They all
I
come
got
from the boule,
hey,
different
I had to
tiers.
get Hayes to get put in that motherfucker too, like a motherfucker. Yeah,
Well,
damn
while we
it.
on 107, because if you Google 107 spiritual meaning, it means something good. So that's all right too. We'll take
107, go to heaven. Bam, we out. Peace.
no,
Yeah.
I'm finna
Man.
read this prayer. I am root of your root, soil of your soil, bone of your bone, and blood of your blood. With the families of the Shanklins, Jones, Fuller, Merriweather, Curran, Johnson, Dotson, Johnson, Morgan, Davis, McNeil, Hill, and Crutchfield. We thank you for your guidance, protection, wisdom, and clarity. We understand, overstand, and understand the strength and power that's being provided to us. We accept the responsibility of the gifts passed down to us. We will walk in your strength and power today and every day. Ashe.
I say,
Ashe. Peace.
All right.
All right, booty scooty. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
I thought I was gone.
Peace out.